Well, actually, I am the sort of servant in chief of our son and of my wife. Both of them require help, and we are fortunate enough that we have helpers who look after them. They require help all the time, and I am the sort of the person available all the time, and certainly that has a great effect on one's life. That to transmute, to convert suffering into service is one of the methods of therapy which I have seen demonstrate, I have experienced. To such an extent, as Mother Teresa would say, love till it hurts. We did not know.
And I've done era also. So
well, no, we were in Washington. We did not know what it meant that he has a brain injury and what will be the consequence. And I remember a wonderful old man, Dr. Kennedy. He was the head of this neuroscience thing at the Georgetown University Hospital, where our son was born in Washington. And he's an elderly man. And when we were on the second or third day told by a Pakistani doctor that your son has had brain injury, but don't let anybody know that I told you, because I will be out of a job. And whatever had happened. So by that time I had resigned from the World Bank to come back to India, because there was the emergency. I very much wanted to be here for a long time, certainly at that time. So we had gone to Dr. Kennedy, and I asked him, sir, I have resigned my job, and but if you feel that for the sake of the child we should remain here, I will try and get a job back and continue here. And he gave us advice, which was among the most precious pieces of advice I received in my life. He said, you know, young man, I have not been to your country, but I hear that your families are very close. And it is that net of love and security which this child will require as he grows up. And that turned out to be the case. This was our parents' house. We lived with them. My mother-in-law gave up her own entire life and came and stayed with us for 25 years. And it was only because of them that we survived. And our child grew up. He's 42 now, and he has grown up in the fullest confidence that his word is the law. He is the king. And to such an extent that, as you saw in the book, I don't know if you were there in the book, so he blessed the Dalai Lama. Yes. So we have those photographs have become sort of for us treasures of the family. Difficulties increase. As our difficulties increase, it becomes very difficult now. Neither of us knows what will happen tomorrow, and who will look after our son. That's the worry of every person with a handicapped child. And I may die tomorrow, and then Anita will require 24 hours help to look after herself and our son. And today she cannot sign a check. So we've had to set up a trust so that her sisters and her brother and Mrs. Bimal Jalan, her closest friend, they can then operate all our savings on behalf of my wife and their child. So these special problems are arising now as we age. Life, his difficulties certainly endow one with a sense of proportion. Supposing somebody abuses me on this damn fool Twitter or social network, how does it matter? Supposing I'm dismissed from my job in the Indian Express and I feel that my tongue has been pulled away, but I see my son, he can't even speak. So I get a sense of proportion. I think one is to serve them unconditionally Do not sit. Service must be non-judgmental, because the mind gives us so many reasons for not serving.
Yes.
So you should recognize them, that they are excuses which the mind is manufacturing. And therefore it will be best for us to not judge, but just serve. There is a very good sentence of the Dalai Lama. If you want to be truly selfish, help someone.
Wow, what a line.
Beautiful line. So I have added a footnote to that.
Yeah.
That is, if you want to be truly selfish, help someone who cannot do anything in return to you, for you. You see, if you help some big fellow, some businessman or prime minister or some fellow, but when you serve a child who cannot do anything for you, or when you give an anonymous donation, then there is no way when you can expect anything in return. Then service has truly a therapeutic effect.